Taking opposition questions in Parliament, the Chief Minister said he couldn't reveal publicly the number of incursions made by Gibraltar's law enforcement agencies into Spanish territorial waters over the past 5 years, as he said this information was highly sensitive. On incursions into British Gibraltar territorial waters, he said there'd been 189 last September and 250 last October. However, he said there were no statistics available on how many times assistance was requested by the Spanish authorities, despite the information being recorded on a daily basis. Fabian Picardo said the figures would nevertheless show that this was in the minority of cases.
I have absolutely no doubt that, unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, it is in an absolute minority of cases that Spanish law enforcement officials communicate with their Gibraltar law enforcement officials timelessly. And that is a pity because it is politically driven, it is not law enforcement driven. And, Mr. Speaker, it wouldn't be happening on my watch more than it was happening on their watch.
On the live webcam at Eastern Beach, he explained this was switched off at night due to data protection issues. Mr. Picardo rejected the opposition leader's suggestion the government was trying to avoid the embarrassment caused by fast launch activity and stressed there were far better cameras available for Gibraltar's law enforcement agencies.
But of course, somebody could reach that perverse and incorrect conclusion, Mr. Speaker, if they wanted to, and if they didn't want to hear what I've said about the reasoning in respect of these cameras. And we have very, very, very powerful, proper law enforcement and beyond cameras, which do the job already of showing those who need the data and the information, that is to say, the security services, the defense services, and the law enforcement agencies, all our beaches in all their glory, day or night.
Fabian Picardo said he couldn't answer questions tabled specifically on the smuggling incident at Eastern Beach earlier this month because he said it's still a live investigation.
A note verbal was handed in, Mr. Speaker, by the British ambassador in Madrid. There's therefore no question of any of the things that the honourable gentleman has suggested as my motivation for not answering the question in another way. I have been advised that there is an investigation. Therefore, the information that I have is not information that I can impart because it has been imparted to me in the context of that investigation. What I can say in the media to help defend Gibraltar's reputation is different to what I might be able to say in this Parliament because this Parliament has rules, Mr. Speaker.
The Chief Minister said the RGP and Customs patrol the coastline regularly, and while security is important, he said the government can only raise concerns and cannot issue operational instructions. Despite this, he said he was satisfied the relevant law enforcement agencies had sufficient personnel, equipment, resources and support necessary to monitor and enforce local law within Gibraltar waters and at the beaches. The Chief Minister said there'd been 71 cases of tobacco smuggling, resulting in 130 arrests over the past 5 years. He also quoted what he called a leading Spanish tobacco company that claims there are now 76% less illegal cigarettes crossing the frontier into Spain. Fabian Picardo said whilst the smuggling incident in Eastern Beach this month was hugely concerning, he stressed it is one incident of this kind in a very long time, which he claims suggests they are getting it right. He said other measures are being considered and implemented to further curb tobacco smuggling, which he said continues on a downward trajectory since the 2018 Memorandum of Understanding and price controls were introduced.